Did you know on a day-to-day basis we have 50,000 to 70,000 thoughts? And guess how many of them are negative, bro? Guess how many?
How many?
80% of them are negative.
Ish.
Now we talk about timeliness of an episode. This one is extremely timely. Bro, it's a serious one. And that's why we're here to talk about it today, man, because we all have negative thoughts. We all do, but the most important thing is how we're going to overcome them.
And I believe as a man thinketh, so he is.
Exactly
so
that.
You think about, you will become more of.
Of course.
See what I'm saying? But anyway, if you're interested in what we just said, watch this whole video. You don't want to miss a second.
To the end.
To the end, the very end, until it says, I don't even know how long this is going to be yet. Until we got the end screen up, that's when you should be watching.
Trust me, man. Trust and believe, man.
What's good? I'm joking. I'm not that guy. What's good, people? My name's Jonathan. I go by Join J Reed. I also go by Reed Visuals. I go by a lot of names, but the most important one is Jonathan and Mr. Purposeled.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? And I'm here with my boy, my friend, my good friend, my right hand, my left hand, my in front of my hand.
Come on, man.
Mr. Klutze.
What's good, people? Hope you guys all do well today. As you guys can see already from the beginning, we got a talker today, a serious topic.
Serious talker.
My name is Coach Klutze, aka the People's Champion, aka Mr. Purpose-led. I'm looking forward to this episode today, man.
What do you do?
I do confidence coaching. I do consulting. I do a few things on the side.
Do you know what I mean?
Come on, man. But we're here today, man, and we said it a bit earlier on today in this episode, but negative self-talk, bro, and self-thoughts, bro, is probably one of the biggest things which hold us back from reaching our potential, bro. And that's exactly why I'll talk about this today, guys, because we don't want you guys to be living within yourselves.
What do you mean?
Hear me out.
Right, go on.
A big part of what I come to this earth to do, bro, and what you come to this earth to do is to help people live to the maximum through my words, through our words. So that's exactly why I feel so passionate about this topic today, guys. So, guys, sit down, take your notes. If you want to move, do you need to do? Even audio, do we need to do? But if you can, take your notes, because this one's going to be a talker, man. We'll talk about why these negative thoughts come, and most importantly, that's why you're here today, hence the title, how to overcome these negative self-thoughts.
And why you should overcome them as well, and not be thinking that way.
Exactly,
you know
bro.
What I'm saying? 'Cause a lot of people think that's just the standard way of living. And they're so used to it. It is sad. And it used to be me as well. Like, very
really?
Well, I guess a little bit.
Talk to me, bro.
Used to be me quite negative to myself and say, oh yeah, you can't do this, you can't do that.
Wow.
Until there was a point where I was just like, wait, why can't I do that?
Enough's enough,
innit?
innit?
Do you know what I'm saying? Enough's enough, man.
We spoke about the car.
It's why can't I do these things that I'm telling myself that I can't do? Who said that? Who said that I can't do it? No one. It's just me. So let's say, for example, learning an instrument. So a matter of fact, that's been me from young, to be honest, because I've been able to play drums.
Something more
since
recent
I was young.
than we say.
Recent, I can't give you one off the
business
top of my head.
idea, maybe starting a business. Do you have negative thoughts about that? 'Cause a lot of people can relate to that potentially if you did. A lot of people want to start businesses, but they're a bit too cautious. Do you have that at all for you?
I think it's for business. It's always been a thing of like, just do it.
Okay.
Because you already know that I've been making money from my hobbies and stuff that I've been doing from time.
Yeah.
So I've always been entrepreneurial.
Yeah, you have.
But
you really have.
I guess it's like when it came to the point of it actually being my main thing, not a side hustle anymore.
Yeah.
There was a thing of like, no, you can't. What, your whole job is to do that? That's what you're gonna be doing. There was a point where it was like, damn, like, am I really gonna do this and this is gonna sustain me?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? But then
it's a leap, innit?
It was a leap.
So that, and I'm pretty sure through to get to that point of going by faith into that business, you had a lot of negative self-talk that you had to overcome, innit?
A little bit. Like, there's matter of fact, actually, now that you mention it, there has been like many times.
Wow, really?
Where it's been like, should I even really be doing this? Would it be easier to do it to get a job? And yes, it would be easier to just get a job.
Yeah.
But then that's me just going back on myself when I said I'm not going to be working with someone else again.
Yeah.
Number one.
Yeah.
And number two, it's not in line with my vision and my goals for the future. I
love that.
It's not. So if I go back on that, that's like going back on myself. And you can't do that.
You can't.
When
you make a pact with yourself, bro, you got to stick with it, man. That's what integrity is all about, man.
I'm a man of my word, and I said I'll make it happen, so I'm making it happen.
Come on, man. That's what I do, man. I'm proud of you for that, bro.
Appreciate you.
But as we were saying, bro, total negative self-talk, right? Yeah. One thing I always say is this, right? Success is not an accident.
Yeah.
It's a fact, bro. And there's many ingredients to success. Everyone's success is different in everyone's eyes, right?
I think long-standing success is not an accident.
Long-standing, okay.
Yeah.
We'll go with that. Let's go with that. Long-standing success is not an accident, right? But everyone has different ingredients to get to that point, But there's a few fundamental things everyone has to have in order to get to that point of success, isn't it?
Very quick question. What would you define success as?
Success is you living in purpose and you get to that point where you need to get to. That's what success is for me. And that's why I think it's so it's not like set in stone for every single person. Everyone has different levels of what success is to them because everyone has different purposes.
Yeah.
But one of the things which hold people back from getting to that point is self-talk, bro. As we said at the beginning, bro, 80% of our thoughts are negative on day-to-day basis.
That's crazy.
It's crazy,
on
bro.
average, innit?
Yeah,
I think we're a little bit lower.
Yeah, on average.
on average.
You know what I mean? Success is not an accident, bro. Yeah, and we have these negative self thoughts, right? So what we need to do in order to get to a point of success is be able to mitigate those negative self thoughts and live within our maximum. So
what a word.
Rather than living and letting those thoughts define you,
Yeah.
you let the positive words define you. Because that's how you get to success, bro. Success doesn't come just out of luck or chance.
Yeah.
It comes by you putting the work in, by you living a principled life, by you not letting those negative thoughts or negative words be your reality, and just sticking through it, bro.
And I guess overpower. Like a lot of people let the negative words overpower the positive ones.
Yeah.
And negative things that have happened to them and negative experiences they've gone through.
Yeah.
Overpower the positive experiences and the positive things about them.
Yeah.
So like even for example in the business, for example, where I would be looking at little minute things in my day to day, saying, "Oh, I didn't do that properly. Oh, I didn't do that. I just need to get my client this. Oh, I didn't do that. Or I could have done that so much smoother." I stop looking back at how far I have come and where I once was and where I am now. Like,
that's so good,
where
bro.
I once was, like where I am now is where I once wanted to be.
Wow.
And I am there now, innit?
Wow.
And then me talking negatively to myself on a day to day because of the little things I did, like beating myself up for the little things that I did.
Yeah.
In the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really matter.
Not really, bro. And you know what is, also, just to give you a little understanding, guys, as you said at the beginning, we'll talk about why we need to overcome these thoughts and then how to overcome it. And one thing about why we need to overcome it, bro, is because most of the time, these negative thoughts, you guys will all agree with us right now, a lot of them are very emotional, bro. The example you gave right there, you had a bad day, so you start to beat yourself up, start to have negative thoughts about yourself or negative self-talk. But the thing is, though, once we really get ourselves out of the situation, we look at it a lot more holistically and we realize, okay, I'm not where I want to be, but I've come a long way from where I used to be.
Yeah.
They realize, okay, hold on,
perspective.
I'm doing well for myself. And that's the thing. We live in a society where people compare themselves so often, and it hurts my heart, bro, because there's so much things people can do. They just focus on themselves. But because we live in a society where people are always comparing potentially or trying to nitpick themselves, we kind of belittle our own flame, and by that, self-talk comes hereditary.
Yeah.
And what we want to do, we want to break that.
Gentlemen.
Come on, man. But yeah, go on, broski.
I was even going to say your mum even put into perspective for
Come
me
on, big up
today.
mummy, man.
Big up auntie, man. When I went to go pick up Rob,
Yeah.
I saw mumsy, she was getting something from the car or whatever. I was like, "Oh, how are you, auntie?" And she was telling me that I didn't even know that you told her that I run my own business and stuff. She's like, "Oh yeah, how's it going?" I was like, "It's going good." She's like, "Well done."
She's a good listener,
very,
man.
very good listener.
Yeah.
Clearly she knows about it, innit?
Come on, man.
That's my boy, man.
Come on, man.
Like, and she was telling me like, "Well done, like you're actually doing something really good. Keep it up." Like,
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that it's going well. And I was like, "Oh yeah, I guess I am doing something good." You know what I'm saying?
I'm pretty sure on a day-to-day basis you have negative thoughts, but then things like that, it should override it.
Yeah.
Because that's like confirmation you're doing the right thing, bro.
Yeah. Because that made me think of the big scale. Because I was like, oh yeah, there's still a couple things that I need to sort out and everything. It's like, but you've actually gone and started and you're running a business. I was like, fair enough. Yes, I am.
And that's the thing for everyone right now. We're giving a very practical example of our own lives, or John's life. But when it comes to negative self-talk and why you have to overcome it, the reason why you have to overcome it, because more time than not, the negative self-thoughts and self-talk you have is usually based on an emotional experience. You see, what John said there was a very important point. He might have bad days because of what's going wrong in his business, but the truth is that doesn't stop the main holistic picture. So what I want to say to you guys right now is very simple. When you have the negative self-talk, take yourself out of the equation real quick. Take yourself out of the A plus B equation, please, and let you see the end result. You see what I'm saying there, bro? Because it's very easy for us just to reflect and look at it all in the moment and be like, oh my gosh, life's a mess right now. I'm doing this, but hey, let's take
what you
yourself out
said.
of it.
Wait, A plus B conversation and let you see the end result. What?
Come on, man.
I was there. I was working it out. The clogs were turning whilst he was talking.
Yeah, man. Algebra thing.
Algebra
Pick up all my mathematicians. But yeah, so we'll continue, bro. You said about the holistic.
Yeah, I was just putting him into perspective for me. And a lot of the time when it comes to negative thoughts as well, a lot of people believe that they're true because of previous things that have happened. Yeah. Like, so for example, let's say, like the clumsiness that we were speaking about the other day. You may say to yourself, oh, I'm so clumsy, I'm so clumsy. But it's only because you've done maybe a couple of things previously, but then they were really like they lodged into your mind and it was so big.
Precisely.
You see what I'm saying? But that doesn't make you clumsy just because you drop something a couple of times. You see what I'm saying? But then when it comes to the negative self-talk, that sometimes comes from other people saying those things about yourself.
Same thing, bro.
And
man.
even when you have that negative self-talk within yourself, I'll never be able to do this, I'll never be able to do that, it's reinforced by other people saying the same thing as well.
What do you say on the episode? What do you say in the episode, bro? Shyness.
Yeah.
You think you're shy, right? Yeah. So what do? You start acting shy, and people start to associate you with being shy. And because people associate you being shy, you start acting that way. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Self-fulfilling prophecy, because you have started something in your own head, and then people confirmed it, and now you believe it's true.
It's like, what do you identify with?
Exactly, bro.
What do you identify yourself with?
Exactly.
Do you identify yourself as shy?
Yeah.
Do you identify yourself as this, that, and the other?
Exactly.
It's like, what is your identity?
Precisely,
what do you really
bro.
believe that you are?
Precisely,
Some people really do believe that they're shy. Some people really do believe that they can't do this, do that, do the other. And I think that's another thing as well when it comes to like the whole like self-talk and all this kind of stuff, and believing you can and believing you can't.
Yeah.
As I said at the start of the episode, you probably saw that it's from As a Man Thinketh, the book.
So
if
he
you
is.
haven't seen it, read it. But As a Man Thinketh, so he is.
Yes.
Like those who say they can and those who say they
Even the
can't.
Proverbs too.
After I said this, tell me what it says in Proverbs, probably because it's
It's
probably
exactly the same
similar.
thing. As a man thinketh, so he is.
That's it. That's
Yeah, remember I said we
you
did
go.
on Clubhouse back in the day, bro.
Yeah.
As a man, woman thinketh, so he or she is.
Yeah. We got to do an episode on that.
Yeah,
but
we do.
it's real. Like literally, those who say they can't and those who say they can are both usually right.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you've seen that quote somewhere if you're into any of this personal development stuff.
Yeah.
But it's true.
Yeah.
Literally, I honestly, I was telling you this
Yeah,
earlier.
bro, I believe you, bro.
I honestly think I could do anything.
Bro, of course you
I
can.
honestly do, because I've proved it to myself so many times, and I think that's what it is about negative self-talk too. Prove yourself the opposite.
But I just need
Can you
something really
prove
quick.
yourself the opposite?
I just
Go
need
on.
something- Sorry to butt you in, bro.
Go on.
See what you just said that, yeah, and I said, of course you can. That's another thing about self-talk, bro.
Reinforcement.
You have people around you just to back up your thing. I'm not
Yeah.
saying you just seek validation from the people around you to be like, you can do it, but you need people in your circle to be like, no, you can do this. Because
People that know you.
exactly, good bro, no man is an island, no woman is an island. So it's like, you might have these negative thoughts in your head, yeah, but if you have people around you to be like, no, that's not true, that helps. Obviously, I'm not saying that's the go-to clutch, because no one can fix you. You know what I'm saying? But it's one of the ones
Only you.
and Jesus, of course.
And come on.
But no one else can fix you. But people around you to like help you, be like, no.
But even when it comes to Jesus, it takes you actually making that step first.
Yeah.
You gotta ask for that stuff.
Yeah, of course. You
have
take
that-
a leap of
that
faith, innit?
conversation,
Take a leap
exactly.
of faith. But bro, back to what I was saying a minute ago. Yeah, we'll go everywhere. But I'm liking this.
I like it too.
You said something about how hurt people.
No, you said something about how
I think
people
you
hurt
said
people.
it.
It was you.
Was it me?
It was you. And then I even said to you, bro, that's a sick point.
No, just a minute ago, like 2 minutes ago, you said
I
something
didn't
about.
say no.
Do you know what I'm saying?
We said that before the episode. We said hurt people.
Hey, behind the scenes thing,
Behind
you
the
see
scenes.
it. But
Watch the
yeah,
vlog.
Yeah, watch the
You'll see
vlog. But yeah, bro, it's so important too, because when it comes to negative self talk, right? Yeah, a lot of self talk comes from what people said about. No, you said there's an episode.
I did say that.
Yeah, a lot
yeah.
of negative self talk comes from people's opinions or what people said onto you.
Yeah.
So you kind of like internalize it as who you are. For example, shyness, bro. So rather than now people say, oh, you're so shy, you're so this, you're so
Oh,
that.
like when you're younger, for example.
Yeah.
And then your mum brings you to meet someone else, and she's like, "Oh, sorry, he's shy."
Yeah.
And you're hearing that from when you're young. And when you're young, you're a sponge.
Yeah.
So you grow up thinking, "Oh yeah, I'm shy."
Yep.
So it goes back to that thing about
Precisely,
before,
bro, man.
about going into situations already thinking you're shy, so
Yep.
you act shy.
Yeah.
And that self-fulfilling prophecy, you become shy. You are shy.
Yeah, exactly, precisely that, man. So that's
But some people do keep themselves to themselves, and that's where they're comfortable. So obviously you do your thing. But then for a lot of people, they actually don't want to be that way. They don't want to be quote unquote shy. So
yeah. But when it comes to why we overcome negative self-talk here, and it comes to people, and link it back to people, right? The reason why we have to overcome negative self-talk, right, bro, is because this year, and this is deep right now, guys. If you talk negatively about yourself, right, what's this gonna do? It's gonna leak onto someone else now. So what I mean by that, bro, is this year you talk about yourself negatively all the time, right? And then now you get a partner. It's funny because at first you might be able to hide that. You might be talking all positive to them, right? But after a while, you get comfortable. You start talking to them negatively the same way you talk about yourself, and you're realizing, raw, I'm actually hurting someone else now, and that's a cycle. That's how cycle begins.
People.
So exactly, that's why negative self-talk is so important. Why we have to overcome it, because if you don't deal with it now, it'll deal with you. It'll deal with, most importantly, people around you. And the thing is,
sorry, hold on.
yeah,
If you don't deal with it, it will deal with you.
yes.
Negative self-talk. If you just say that again in the camera.
If you don't deal with negative self-talk, it will deal with you. Yeah, you. So that's why it's so important for us. Before we get into anything, before any person, you deal with the things you need to deal with. Negative self-talk. I'm not saying by the time you get into a relationship, it has to be all gone, because as we said beforehand, everyone gets negative self-talk. But you have to be able to mitigate them, to mitigate those negative self-talks, and most importantly, replace them. if 8% is the average of people who have negative self-talk on a day-to-day basis, get it down to 20-30%, and it can be done, man.
Obviously, you can't quantify it, but then just try your best, innit? And that even leads us on to the how. So literally, I always say, or I've been saying, that you can't always control the first thought that comes into your head, but you can control the second. You can control what happens to that first thought. So even if you do have a, let's say for example, a self-limit belief or just a negative self-talk.
Yeah.
Say that, for example, you try something for the first time and you're like, oh yeah, I'm going to be dead at this. Catch yourself. What? Hold on. What evidence is there that I'm going to be dead at this? Who has ever said this?
Precisely.
No, it's just me thinking that.
Precisely.
Saying, no, I'm not going to be dead at this. I'm going to give it a go.
Precisely.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Precisely.
You literally replace that thought just there. So it literally, it's like a plant. It's like a garden, right? So when you're in a garden, if there's a weed there, you don't look at the weed and say, that's a nice weed, and then put fertilizer on it and make it grow. No.
Yeah.
What you do is you pull the weed out. You have to pull it out straight away.
You have to, bro.
Because otherwise, what's the weed going to do? It's going to grow and it's going to spread. And you have to take that. It's just like a negative thought or a negative self-talk. You got to kill that straight from the root, boy. Straight away.
And bro, exactly what we said just a minute ago about the people. If you don't deal with your negative self-talk, it will deal with someone else. And that's the metaphor.
It will deal with you and it will deal with someone
Exactly.
else.
That's the metaphor of the weed spreading. Like if you don't deal with negative self-talk, it will spread to other people. And then a weed becomes a whole forest. And that's not what we want, man. We want to dig it out quickly, man. So that's exactly what I'll do this episode today. But let me talk to the people real quick, and talk to you too. When I had my client last year now. Yeah. And we'll talk about this exactly the same
confidence
topic.
coach client.
Confidence coaching client. We'll talk about exactly the same
When
topic.
you starting that back up, by the way?
This summer, bro.
This summer?
Yeah. And talk to a few people.
Shout, man.
Yeah.
If you need confidence coaching, he's the guy for the job, man. We need to do an episode on confidence. Actually, matter of fact, we need to do a series on it. If you're not interested in a series on confidence coaching, drop a comment as well. Because I think that you lot might like it and might appreciate it.
Precisely. But yeah, when I spoke to my client about this last year now, this whole topic of negative self-talk, this is what we did, We did a very, very practical situation in terms of how to overcome it. So first things first, she had all these negative self-thoughts and self-talk about herself. I told her very simply, write it down. First of all, there was a bit of hesitation. I said, no, write it down. Like, you'll say all these thoughts, write it down. And the reason why we had to write it down first before anything is because once you put on paper, I truly believe the words lose power. Because in our heads, the words have so much power. I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that. But when you put on paper, you can't distance yourself from those emotions. So you're like, okay, I wrote that down. That's my thoughts. And it kind of loses its power now because it's not in your head. So that's the first thing I always say to my. So
taking it from the mental to the physical.
Yeah, take it from the mental to the physical. So write it down. So now the words itself or the thoughts are kind of losing its power bit by bit.
Do you know why? Just on that topic, sorry. I know you lot, but just on that topic of writing it down, would you try and solve a complex math problem in your head?
Come on, bro.
I remember that's what Rob Dow said. He's like, would you try and solve a complex math problem in your head? No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't try to do A plus B squared equals C squared, all of that. In your head, you would work it out on paper. Why? Because it makes more sense and it's more clearer.
Yeah.
So when you get all that stuff out of your head and you write it down on paper, that's why writing down things on paper makes so much sense.
Precisely.
Because it helps. It helps it get out of your head. And you get out of your own head and it gets onto paper so you can work it out. Get out of the funk, is it?
Precisely, bro. And you know my thing is too, this first step here is the first step only, but what you realize, a lot of these things you actually can't even write down because you're thinking these are so bad, man. I can't bring myself to say it.
Yeah.
So, but if you get past that first step, and you wrote those things down, right? So, okay, you wrote that down, and then what I always say,
and be honest with yourself.
Yeah. What I say after that, read out to yourself. Read out to yourself, and then usually what she had those hesitations. Oh, I don't want to do this, Rob. I was like, no, read out to yourself. These are the thoughts you say about yourself. Read out to yourself. And I know this sounds harsh right now, but trust me, it gets better. Like, it gets better at this, right? So read out to yourself. And then, so she did that, right? That's like, go say in the mirror to yourself. I can't do it, bro. I can't do it. I don't want to do it. I was like, no, just do it. Like, these are thoughts, right? And then I said, cool. So she did that. And then I said to her, go say it to your little brother. And she's like, I can't do it now, Rob. Stop it. And I said, boom. That's the maximum. Gotcha. So, okay, cool. So there's a negative self-thought. So you said it out loud. You said in the mirror. But you can't say it to your brother. These are all things you have.
What, a little brother?
Yeah, a little brother. These are all things you had hesitation to do. Why? Because these things I don't want to say to someone else. Okay, so if that's the case, why you say it to yourself, Queen? Like, I think a lot of, when I call people kings and queens, bro, I don't say it for bands. I don't say it for charm. I say it because it's a fact. You are a king, you are a queen. Why are you talking about yourself like that? You are a king, you are a queen. Why are you talking about yourself like that? So the most important thing is, and this is a very practical step in terms of how to overcome negative self-talk. If you can't say it to someone else, your loved one, we have to overcome it. We have to allow ourselves to not be governed by those negative self-thoughts. And of course, I do understand, trust me, I've been there. It's not necessarily as easy just to say we have to overcome it. But we have to put the work in clearly to be like, I don't want to think like this anymore now, because if I can't say this to someone else, I don't want to say it to myself.
Yeah.
I'm meant to be my own best friend. I have to be.
And even on the topic of kings and queens, yeah, because I'll be saying kings and queens. I'll call the man them kings. I'll call women queens or whatever. Because get me?
Yeah.
Because some people have never heard that in their life. I always remember there was one time. I can't remember where I was, but there was this guy. I think it was like a friend of my dad's or something like that. Like, how you doing, King? I was like, I'm fine. I'm splendid now. You know what I'm saying? I'm splendid now. I'm good.
That's an old English in
listen, I lost my vocabulary. I said, yeah, that's me. Okay.
Yeah.
And the way that I felt, I want other people to feel.
Come on, broski, man.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Come on, broski, man.
And some people have never been called, I've never been called King until that point, innit?
Yeah.
And obviously other people have called me King after
yeah.
that and that kind of stuff, and it's nice to hear.
Come on.
But up until that point, I'd never been called King. And some people in their life have never been called King. You're royalty.
Royalty.
Do you see it? You are royalty.
Bought with a cost.
Bought with a cost. Do you see it?
Yeah, man.
You're royalty. You deserve, number one, to be treated with respect, and number two, to treat yourself with respect.
Come on, broski, man.
So that's why, even in this topic that we're talking about, self-talk and all that kind of negative self-talk, you gotta respect yourself enough to not talk negatively about yourself to yourself. Because it has long-lasting effects. Trust me on that.
No, 100%.
So that's why I call people kings and queens, because it's so important. Just that little word can actually go a long way in someone's day. The rest of the day, I was feeling like, yeah, I am a king. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it's true.
It's not talking like this. You know what I mean?
Bro, one thing I will say also in terms of like the kings and queens and the practical steps, I said to her, I'll say to everyone once again too, negative self-talk and negative self-thoughts are going to happen. They're going to come, they're going to happen. But one thing we have to do, and one thing we always say, you have to be on the offensive. Games are won by attacking. You don't just defend all game and expect to win.
Yeah, defend.
You can't defend because in the end, the attacker will get through.
Yeah.
It's true, basketball, football, it happens. And this is something about life too.
Can't park the bus, man. Can't park the bus,
man. Big up Mourinho, fam. But you can't park the bus all the time, man. FIFA. But that's the thing. So when the thoughts come to you, boom. No, I'm not this. I'm not ugly. I'm not undesirable. I'm not gonna be successful. Like all these thoughts here, you have to attack it quickly. Like, no, that's not true. And the things, as we said earlier on the episode, bro, these thoughts usually come from an emotional place. Maybe you had a bad day at work, or maybe you got rejected. Oh, I'm ugly now. No one's gonna love me. I'm no good. Okay, let's take ourselves out of the situation real quick. Because that's the self-thought. Let's take ourselves out of the situation and think about the bigger picture. Am I really those things there, or am I just my thoughts, my emotions in a moment? And
when you see that as well, or when you say that, am I really those things there? This is my thoughts and emotions. It's like, okay, what are the contributing factors to this?
Talk to me.
And how can I change these?
Talk to me.
So let's say, for example, I'm ugly, or I feel ugly. Why is that? I mean, if you're in a dressing gown, your hair's mash up, you ain't washed your face in 2 days, and you ain't had a shower in 2 days, then fair enough, innit?
Yeah.
But then if you have your shower, if you do your hair, or them go to the barbers.
Yeah, you said that. You said that. Yeah, you said that in the car. Remember?
Listen, even if I was talking negatively about myself, maybe let's say I didn't like the way that I look for whatever reason.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, one thing that always helps me is getting a trim. Yeah. Getting a trim.
Yeah.
Top of the world.
That's very, very true.
Doing your hair. Do you know what I'm saying? So if you feel ugly, you know what I'm saying? Go wash yourself. Go do whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? Just basically,
I agree.
Fix what you can fix.
I agree.
And there's so many things that are in your control as well. Oh, I feel fat. Go gym.
Yeah.
It's not difficult.
Yeah, no, 100%, bro. And you know what is, don't get twisted, guys. This is not a long-term fix, but it gets you going. So it's like
momentum.
Exactly. So it's like, ladies, go do your nails. You know what I'm saying?
Go
treat yourself,
do something
man.
nice
go treat yourself. And the thing is, as you said, bro, we've just said right there.
You like treat yourself, don't beat yourself.
Treat yourself, never beat yourself, man. It's like momentum to start. So okay, maybe you're in a dark place. Maybe you'll have a negative self thoughts and self talk. Go to barbers. Go and do something for yourself. I remember myself after my exams. Oh, bro, I wasn't necessarily negative self talk, but I was like, I wasn't feeling my best. So what I do, I just said, okay, bro, what are you gonna do about yourself? Are you gonna stay like this right now? Or are you gonna stop this and do something about it? And I said, I'm gonna do the latter, man. So I started going gym again after my exams. And that's exactly how it has to be for us right now. As we always say, you have a choice. Are you gonna let this negative self-talk consume you? Or are you gonna be above or walk above the negative self-talk and be like, okay, cool, I'm gonna walk in victory. Not because I feel it, but because I know I am that.
You know what? And that's another good point as well. Actually being able to say that you have a choice. You actually have a choice. You don't have to talk about yourself like that.
Oh, so good, bro.
You actually have a choice.
So good, bro.
It's up to you if you want to talk about yourself like that. It's really up to you. No one else.
Yeah, 100%. So, bro, let me talk to you real quick, So in terms of the step by step we just said there, in terms of how to overcome the negative self-talk. So we spoke about, first of all, saying it out loud. Then we say write it down. Then we say in the mirror. Then we say it to someone else. These 4 things there. Is there anything else you say in closing in terms of how to overcome negative self-talk?
What I said earlier about the weeds.
Yeah.
So as soon as, or even the first thought that you have, if the first thought that you have is a negative thought, okay, knock it out.
Yeah.
Replace it with a positive one.
Come on, bro.
Say, no, I'm not that.
Yeah.
Because you're not. At the end of the day, you already know what you are. You tell me, innit? I was waiting for you to tell me. You already know what you are.
Yeah.
But it's true. You already know what you are. You're not those things that you're referring yourself.
100%. Just in closing real quick, yeah. What I, obviously, you know me, I'm big on my faith, innit? Always. So what I always say to myself, always, when I feel that way, and you guys can always apply your own thing to this, but what I do is
it's like an affirmation, like
I apply myself, affirmation, but I usually apply myself or apply when I'm not feeling my best, apply something which I know from the scriptures. So who I actually am, I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. These things here help me overcome these negative self-talks because it reminds me of who I am. The emotion I have is an emotion, but the fact of who I am is a fact. And that's how I overcome the negative self-talk. So for you guys all right now, if you have this negative self-talks, say to yourself, is this an emotion or is this a fact? We realize 99.9% of the time, it's an emotion. So you have to replace that with a fact of who you actually are. And that's the number 1 tip in terms of how to overcome negative self-talk, guys.
Yes. But people, it's been amazing. I like this episode.
It's a talk about it.
I think this one was a talk.
Yeah, man.
Get me.
Come on, man.
I hope you enjoyed this episode. And if you did, remember to put this on your Instagram stories.
Yeah,
Put this on your Instagram stories.
It goes a long way, man.
It does go a long way.
A long way, man.
Tell people that you liked it. Do you know what I mean? Tell them to go have a look at it. And also on Spotify and Apple Music, if you're listening on either of those platforms, leave us a review, because when you leave us a review, and even YouTube, leave us a comment, because when you do that, it helps more people find us organically, and we want more people to hear this message. And if you like this message, I'm pretty sure other people will too, and share it with your friends.
Yeah, man.
They're not stopping you.
Anyways, guys, have an amazing day. I love this. We love you. Have an amazing day. Look after yourselves. Have an amazing purpose-led week. Bow. That was amazing, bro. You know what's so good about